Yeah, so actually, I've tied market cap to stock buybacks, and I didn't plan this because I didn't know I didn't know about Twitter's buyback program there. So this actually works out even more fantastic than I ever could have hoped. But we've been talking about a bunch of different things. Last week we talked about EBITDA, kind of a more focused view of a company. This week I want to talk about the big picture. Okay, the big picture of a company. Is where we start when we go searching for value. Okay, when you talk value versus growth, you're going to look for two different things. Okay, if you kind of look and think about your ideal value stock, right? Good dividend payer. Not a lot of crazy manic moves in the price, things like that. Kind of things that just consistently make money over and over again. It's usually the large to mega cap companies. Okay, so what is market cap? Well, market cap is essentially just the number of outstanding common shares times the price of the stock. Okay. So what does that mean to us, really? Okay, yeah, we can see the size of a company. Really, does that mean very much? Well, yeah, it actually does, because again, it's that value that we're looking, and value can be found inside the size of a company, if you will, right? So when you look at the the number of outstanding shares, if you've got a certain number of shares, and you got the price, and the price continually moves up, the market cap gets bigger. And that's one good thing, right? Because it does show you, when you have a certain size, it does give you kind of a warm fuzzy feeling that they got to that size by a certain way. Now, is that the end all to be all? No, but what we can do when we look at market cap is we can actually see what that means to us from a value perspective when we start to think of how it changes. Okay, so as traders, we're always looking for trends, right? We're always looking for, okay, is a company getting better? Is it getting worse? Is it like an Apple or a Tesla that continually seems to get better, or is it something like a Blockbuster and Enron who consistently gets worse? Well, there are certain things we can see, and stock buybacks is one of those things. So it not only tells us the size of the company, but it tells us about value. What do we have to pay for what do we get? Okay, this is when you want to start doing fundamentals and you want to start thinking like a value investor. Buffett and Lynch think this exact same way. It's how much do I got to pay, and what do I get out of it? So if we think about that, okay, the price is what you pay, right? You get a piece of the pie, if you will. The number of outstanding shares, think of it as a pie that's all chopped up. You go out and you pay the price of Twitter here, you pay $38 and you get one slice of the pie. Okay. So then you say, okay, well, what do I get for that? Well, you get a bunch of different things, right? You get earnings, like the EPS of it. You get dividends, you get things like that. Well, the value that we're looking for, like you said, you can see it in the fact that the larger, the bigger the market cap, the steadier that value seems to be. And again, it's not 100% across the board, but it's something that we pay attention to. So the reality is where do we want to put our investing dollars? Well, if we look at the market cap of things and we look at how it changes, and I'm going to give you an example here in a minute, how it changes, it can really reflect how much our value for our investing dollars is actually increasing and rewarding us. Okay, and so stock buybacks is one of the things that I look at. So let's go to FinViz first here. Okay, I'm going to use Apple because it's just an easy comparison and everybody understands Apple. Okay, if we look at FinViz here, we go to market cap. Okay, this is $2,885 billion, about 2 trillion, if my math is correct there. Okay, $2 trillion company. So we look at that and we go, well, what does that mean exactly, right? The size of it by itself doesn't really mean that much. What it does mean is, okay, there's a certain number of shares outstanding. We know what the price is. The price of Apple at this point in time, ballpark $175, right? So 774, I think, right now. So we could say, okay, that comes up with the market cap. But what does that really mean to us? Well, it doesn't mean too much unless we delve into it a little bit more. So what I did here was I went to a website here and I looked at the change in market cap from 2006 to 2021. Okay, so if we look at the market cap of Apple here from 2006 to 2021, you can see that basically, with the few exceptions here, this thing just continually goes up, up, and up. Okay, and that's not really that surprising if you look at the price. But does that mean per se that Apple is going up just because the price is improving, or is it because the business is improving? This is what we want to delve into. Well, if we look at this price going up, we can see that in a lot of companies, and it's not necessarily always the best of the best companies. But when we look at one more metric in comparison to this, right? If I go to the Apple shares outstanding here, okay, and I start looking at this, you can start to see here. This is from 2005, end of 2005 to 2021. You can see that for a while there, the number of outstanding shares was actually going up. At the same time, the price of Apple was also going up, okay? So if the shares are going up and the price is going up, okay, that's really not increasing our value as a shareholder, right? Fundamentally speaking, that's here nor there. But what is really important here is look at this point in time here. You can see that the steady flow of outstanding shares has fallen for Apple, but yet if we look at the other chart here, the price has steadily increased. So what that means is, and if you look at this, this is about buybacks here. You can see that Apple has a propensity to continue to buy back their shares, okay? Outstanding shares was down 3.78%, down 7% in 2019, down 3.78% in 2021. So what's happening here is Apple's buying its shares back, and the value that we receive is continually going up for not only the reason that the price increases because it's a good quality value type company, it's also going up because the piece of the pie that you get is also expanding. So what we're looking at here is we're looking at the trend of market cap. Okay, so market cap can go up just because the price increases, but if there's nothing behind that price increase, okay, that could signal us that maybe it's not the most quality of company, and maybe it's just got some price euphoria to it. But when you start to look a little bit deeper and you look at the companies like this that buy back shares, much like Twitter just announced $4 billion buyback, when you see these buybacks and you see the prices increase, it can give you an indication of the value of a company. So if we think about this from a Twitter perspective, right? So they're going to start to buy their shares back, but yet their price has been declining, whereas as Apple was buying their stock back, their prices were increasing. Okay, that's kind of the difference here between companies. And this is one way that market cap and the trend of market cap can actually give us an idea of value in the company. Now, you could do this with any company. You could put in any ticker symbol here. I just used Apple because, again, it's a popular company. But the reality is when you start to compare these types of metrics, you can start to see the inner workings. Now, the fallacy or the problem with market cap is it's a very big number and it's a very macro view of the company itself. It doesn't delve into the business operations. Last week we did EBITDA. That does that a little bit. Over the next couple of sessions on Fundamental Focus here, I really want to drill down. I want to get further into EPS. I want to get further into EBITDA. I want to get further into enterprise value. These values can take a market cap number and then drill it down so that it's a very focused type picture of fundamental strength. And that's ultimately what we're trying to do is who are the best companies in the world? How much value do we actually get out of them? And that's really at the end of the day how fundamental analysis works. And that's what we're going to continue to do here is to show you guys these metrics that help you build out a picture of the health of a company. And that way we can make good buying decisions.